Welcome everybody to the Pansy Clan Gaming Channel, and today's video is going to be my favorite run in the Dark Zone as a solo player. And I've been doing this since I've been able to go into the Dark Zone, so this has been around for quite some time. Some of you guys may already do it, some of you may not. But I start out at Grand Central Station and take the entrance into the Dark Zone from there. So I will start actually at the landmark, the library, and work my way north up to the checkpoint and to the extraction that is in DZ3 up there in that corner. Now the reason I like this and the reason I think it's a good run for a solo player is because one, it is pretty easy as far as NPCs go. It's Rikers and cleaners that you're dealing with. They are spaced out pretty well too, that you typically won't engage too many large groups in the same area or one right after another. So if you get swamped by a patrol or something, you can run a block or two away, get some space, have some time for your skills to recharge, and then get back into the fight. Also, it is kind of nice, there are supply drops that come around this area as well, so it just adds to more loot that you can get. Usually when I make this run, I will come out with a bag and a half of loot when the landmark is up and the contaminated areas, enemies are up as well, so it's a great run to do. Now, once you start engaging the main enemies in front of the library, there are usually two heavies and then your name boss plus some other ads in there. The grenaders and the shotgunners, they're not going to be very hard. You just stay back and shoot them. Your heavies, you take a little bit of time taking out. Try to stay in cover, and if you can, try to get them separated from each other. But a lot of times they do run in a pair, so it is a little bit hard to get away from them. So you just kind of pick away at them and take their life down. Now, the named boss is either going to be a heavy, a sniper, or an engineer, I believe. So depending on which one you get, you know, you may play it a little bit differently. If it's a third heavy in there, you definitely want to engage them at some distance and just pick away at their health. If it's the sniper, just try to be smart about it and don't expose yourself while trying to take out the other ads. If you can, try to take them out as quickly as possible at the very beginning. But once you clear out this area, there's going to be a DZ cache to pick up and a Division Tech briefcase to pick up. And obviously you'll get the loot for clearing out the landmark as well. Now, as you leave the checkpoint, you want to head back up north, going up to the contaminated zone and that extraction that's in the corner there of the DZ. Now, there's this contaminated zone which has cleaners in it, and there's usually 2 of their heavies, sometimes a third in case it's the name boss. Other times they have an engineer name guy or a sniper in here. But you'll want to be careful with them. There is a patrol that wanders the streets kind of in around the blocks, and sometimes they'll come up behind you. You don't want to get sandwiched in between them if at all possible, especially as a solo player, so always be mindful of your radar if there's anyone approaching on it. Now, these guys you can take out at a distance. If they get closer to you, you can also back out of the of this contaminated area altogether and start shooting them from behind this fence here. And I'll show you just as I retreat. They get a little bit too close for me, so I retreat back to here, and I'll usually finish off the big guys and as many of the other little ads that I can from this distance. They usually don't step outside of this. If they do, it's like single file, so it's very easy to take care of them. But here you just start picking off the big guys and picking off the health of the other NPCs.
Over me, like drifting through a memory. Wake up in your crystal sky, floating till we
You're now entering contaminated area.
So as you finish this guy off, the main boss in here, there's going to be 3 caches you can get. 2 of them are sealed caches. One of them is a DZ cache. You just have to have a key for that one. So you're going to have a pretty full bag by the time you get done doing this run. I'm already filled up at 9, and I haven't collected the last cache. You can always discard some pieces if you want, or just come back in and pick those up and put them in another extraction. If you're very quick, you can actually extract 1 bag and then run, get the other piece, and put it back, put a second bag on the extraction. So you have to be really quick about that, and also kind of make sure that no one else is around you when you do that. Still keep an eye on the rogues in the bottom left hand corner. It looked like they were, when I looked at the map, they were actually running parallel to where I'm at, but they were going into DZ 5, 6, and 7, so they weren't really going to mess around with me there. Now, the extraction point that I like to go to is right here at the parking deck. You're going to go up here, and you're going to go and stay on this near side of the extraction and call in your extraction. Why I do this is because, one, there's a spot where you can overlook this to see if the enemy's coming. Also, it is very easily able to get away from things and kind of defend yourself. But I do like to sit on this wall. There's a couple reasons why on this wall. It does give me a chance to look down, see where the rogues are, but it also gives me a clear line of view down that road, so I can see anyone rushing in. If anyone does rush in and comes up in the parking deck, I usually just jump off the containers and start heading back toward the checkpoint and just scratch doing the extraction altogether. Also, ads do come in onto the parking deck either as soon as you call the extraction in or while you're waiting for it. They don't see you typically if you're hidden behind that wall, so you can go and surprise them when they are not expecting it.
You got a bird inbound on your position. Beginning under construction.
Well, thank you guys for watching my favorite solo run in the Dark Zone. Now, this isn't the only one you can do, but for me as a solo player, I think this is one of the safer ones where you do get a good amount of loot, but you are not taking on overly hard NPCs in there. You know, you're not facing LMB and the medics and the agents or anything. They're pretty much cleaners and they're very easy to kill. Also, you can get usually a full bag pretty quick. There's a checkpoint close to the extraction point, so if you run into any rogue trouble, you can always retreat down to that checkpoint. But if you guys have any comments, you want to let me know of your favorite place to run for the Dark Zone, let me know. Also, if you have any comments about builds and what I might be able to do to improve them, let me know as well. As usual, agents, remember to keep sticking to your guns, and hopefully we'll see you in the Dark Zone.